Hello and good afternoon to you all. Hello and greetings from the south of France. I'm sitting in the garden with the seagulls making a racket in the background. I don't know if anyone is going to be watching this, but this is just a brief little video message to you all. I hope you can hear me. I don't know if anyone's actually listening. I probably think nobody's probably listening at this time. You're probably all busy having your lunch or whatever you're doing. And it's Saturday and it's a bank holiday weekend. And anyway, greetings to you all. And yes, I'm sitting here in the garden, and there's a couple of you. Good afternoon to you, Linz. Can you hear me, Linz? Please tell me if you can hear me. Hello to the Culture Cave coming in from Japan. Hello to Heidi Crimmins and Linz. Yes, you can hear me loud and clear. Well, cheers to you all. Today, of course, is the 18th anniversary of the disappearance of Madeleine McCann. Madeleine McCann disappeared, or whatever happened to her, on this day in 2007. So Madeleine, who would have turned 22, or will turn 22 if she's still alive, is, you know, a person presumed disappeared still, but many people have many theories. And obviously today has been a day when the McCanns have decided to share their thoughts on this. So I thought I'd come live, you know, earlier on, and just before I go out and have some lunch myself, because I'm definitely in need of a good lunch, would give you my thoughts on what is going on. So here we are. Greetings and thank you for all joining. There's a few of you coming in, so we'll wait for a few more before we begin. You like the setting? Well, yes, this is the hedge behind me. There is a bit of a gap because the tree got chopped down the other day, because sadly the tree was dead. So unfortunately the poor dead tree was a bit like the sycamore gap tree, but it was rotten inside. And unfortunately we've got the other tree though further down the garden, which is doing spectacularly well, and we've got a nice little palm tree across the way that's doing okay, that Madam doesn't like, but I think looks glorious. But the garden is doing gloriously. The seagulls are making a racket. We have two seagulls. They're very territorial. They don't like other birds coming in their space. I call them Penelope and Keith. So Penelope and Keith are very territorial seagulls, and Penelope and Keith are also very particular about what they like to eat. They don't seem to like vegetables. They don't eat the vegetables. If I give them vegetables, they don't bother. The magpies seem to get those. But they do like crisps. They do like a Pringle, and they do like salt and vinegar crisps. They seem to be rather into those. They do not get the mini cheddars, because I've now run out of mini cheddars anyway. I believe someone's bringing me some mini cheddars, which is going to be very nice. But Penelope and Keith are two naughty little seagulls that seem to like to take over. They've been taking over the table this morning, and that's not their place. They should not be on the table. So we don't have seagulls on the table in this garden. So no, they got told off. And we've got a horrible cat that comes here as well that ruins the lawn. I've spent months trying to get this lawn revived, and the cat damages it. It likes digging it up, and it's not a very nice cat. So I don't like that cat. And it's been left behind by a lady who lives in the vicinity, and she doesn't want it anymore, so she left it, which is not very nice for this poor cat. But I don't really care about the cat, because the cat is a pest and it's damaging the lawn, so we don't need the cat. The cat can go away, because we've got Penelope and Keith. It's their territory, it's their place. So there we go. Right, okay, yes. I'm having a glass of French wine. Yes, I will enjoy that. And it is about to start raining. So, oh dear, I'm probably going to have to stop this broadcast and move inside. We have a disaster. I didn't anticipate this, so it's time to move inside. Please give me a moment, because I didn't know it was going to rain. The computer will be destroyed if I don't go inside, so we better go inside. So give me a moment and I will be back. I'll keep the thing going, but I will have to extract the microphone first. and take that and the computer, because otherwise we're going to have destruction. So I'm very, very sorry. We didn't anticipate rain was coming quite yet. It was going to rain, and now it is raining, so we better get the device inside. I'm very, very sorry, viewers. I have to move the broadcast back inside. I thought we could have a nice broadcast from outside, but I will be with you in 2 minutes. No. Now I look like I'm sitting in the dark. I'm very sorry. I'm sitting in the dark ages here. It was very nice to be able to broadcast from outside, but unfortunately cannot do that. So anyway, here I am. I'll have to do without the device that holds the microphone, because there we go. Now I'm in the dark, but anyway, here I am. So I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me? I don't know. Am I able to be heard? Yes. Right. A great shame that we couldn't sit outside and do the broadcast, because it was quite nice to do it out there because there was better light. Right. Okay. Well, here we are. Can you actually hear me? Please, could one of you tell me if you can hear me? Because yes, you can. Okay. Well, I'll just have to hold the microphone like this, because I haven't got time to plug the damn thing in again. With all that gubbins. So yes, there's quite a few of you here. Thank you for joining. Very, very nice to have you all here. So today is, of course, the 18th anniversary of the disappearance, or whatever, of Madeleine McCann, 3rd of May 2007. Her 22nd birthday would, of course, be this month if she were alive, if she is alive, unlike the creature called Julia, who is not 22 this month. She's a 23-year-old. There we go. Yes, today there will be a prayer vigil for Madeleine McCann in Leicestershire, in the place where her parents live in. And there will be police protection for the parents, which is yet more wasted money. You know, good money after bad on this nonsense. 13 million, nearly 14 million spent on a search for a child that likely never, ever left that apartment alive, in my view. We don't know what happened to that child, but the Cadaver dogs sensed death in the cupboard. The Cadaver dogs sensed death in the car. The Cadaver dogs were British. You know, the McCanns criticised the Portuguese police. The McCanns should be charged, or should have been charged, with child neglect for leaving 3 children unattended in an apartment building that went straight onto a road with the doors unlocked. What a stupid thing they did. Now, that does not mean that they are guilty of anything. I don't know what happened that night. Nobody knows. Nobody probably will ever know. You know, everyone tries to blame Christian Bruckner, Christian B, as the Germans insist upon calling this man, even though everybody around the world knows that his full name is Christian Bruckner. Mr. Bruckner will be leaving jail in September. They have found not a single jot of evidence that actually proves that he was the person that took Madeleine McCann, other than hearsay. Hearsay is not what you should believe. A fact is not a fact until you prove it's a fact. A great line from the talented Mr. Ripley, you know, Patricia Highsmith, a bizarre lady who was very, very odd. She used to carry snails around in her handbag. They were her friends. The author of the talented Mr. Ripley, which was also known as High Lawn, of all things. You know, the policeman in that program said a fact is not a fact until you've proven it's a fact. There have been no facts proven in this, so we don't know what happened to Madeleine McCann, and I will continue to say we don't know what happened to Madeleine McCann. Madeleine McCann could be alive. Madeleine McCann could be dead. There are the only 2 possibilities. They are the only things that we know. We don't know what became of Madeleine McCann on the night of the 3rd of May 2007, which was 18 years ago today. I can remember the day vividly because I was in San Francisco. I was at a film festival run by my lovely friend Roxanne Messina Capta, a great filmmaker, and it came on the computer because I used to have to go to an internet cafe in the film festival thing to look at the news. I don't know why. I must have had a computer, but I don't know why I used to go there, but I did. And I remember seeing it, and I thought, what a strange story. And then suddenly I became involved in it when I met the Doctors McCann via Sir Christopher and Lady Mayer, a dreadful couple. He's dead now, but she's still going. She's in the House of Lords. She's a nasty little dreadful woman. Got in trouble for a bit of racism recently. Not a pleasant lady. Not someone that anyone should have any respect for. But she ran a missing persons charity, and we were involved in events with her charity, and we supported her charity and gave it money and helped her. And all she did was exploit the situation. A very unpleasant lady, but not a lady. She's a woman. She may be Baroness Mayer now in her own right because Theresa Mayer elevated her, but there we go. Right, you loved the movie The Talented Mr. Ripley. It's a fabulous movie, isn't it? But there we go. So no, today is the anniversary of that. So I thought I'd just quickly come on and say, there are no charges against Christian Bruckner. The Julia Wandel will be going to trial, whatever she's called on a Saturday, along with Karen Spragg from Cardiff, the horrible Karen in the Crocs, awful people, but they are equally bad because of the situation that they've caused. Those two are just a pair of nuisances. They should leave the McCanns alone. I don't particularly like the McCanns, as you obviously know, but I don't think that these two are correct to do this, nor is the American girl. All of them are petulant pests. Awful. But we need to get justice for other missing people like Ben Needham. Other families need help. It's not fair that other families don't get any help. There's all sorts of people missing in the world, and they don't get £13 million of assistance. And the McCanns have recently been given more. Okay, 100,000 here and 100,000 there might seem like a lot of money, but actually it doesn't pay for many police officers. But still, it's 100,000 that's been wasted yet again. We don't need the waste. The woke waste has to stop in Great Britain. The absolutely disgraceful thing. I'm not a supporter of the Reform Party. I'm not a supporter of all those creeps. They had the dreadful Darren Grimes on Radio 4 this morning. How dare you, Radio 4? Shame on you, Radio 4. You are disgraceful to give that little piece of toe rag airtime. He is a revolting, repugnant, disgusting stain on humanity. Don't like him. But, this Reform Party is making inroads, but it's not making the inroads quite as expected. In certain ways it is, but in certain ways it isn't. But the Conservative Party has let down Great Britain. The Labour Party has let down Great Britain. We need a revolution. We need something to change. And I really am very, very disappointed that, these McCanns yet again get given all this airtime, all this money. Why don't we help other missing families? There are so many families out there whose children could actually be found. They've spent 13 million looking for a child. Well, not a jot of evidence has been found of that child anywhere. What a waste of bloody money. Stop throwing good money after bad. Try and help the families of the other missing children. There are thousands of people who go missing each year who never get found, who could be found. Let's find them. Let's instead use this day as a day to call for other people to be found, because it's about time we found the other missing people. Let's find the people who can be found. That's what I say. Any questions? Right, how's Min today? Well, she's doing okay upstairs. Hopefully she's coming downstairs shortly, but we don't know yet, but we'll see. Right, okay. Crocs are awful. I totally agree. I don't like the things. I like Todd's. I wear Todd's shoes. I have lots of Todd's shoes. I love Todd's shoes. They're my thing. They're the easiest shoes for me to wear. I did have, an incident when I was young, when I was hit by a motorbike, and I find these shoes are the most comfortable for my feet, so I wear those. So I was in hospital for quite a few days, and a horrible man who fled the scene of the accident was dealt with. That was a long, long time ago. But the shoes really are the best for my feet, weirdly. I do have more substantial shoes, but I think, we don't like Crocs. No, I'm not into Crocs. No. If you like Crocs, so be it. They're very successful. Well done to them. Great brand. If you think it's your kind of thing, it's for you, but it's not for me. But Mrs. Karen Spragg of Cardiff and her Crocs, it's not really the look to turn up for in court, is it? Karen Spragg of Cardiff. Cardiff is where she's from. Horrible Karen. And we all know what a Karen. No disrespect to people called Karen. I have lots of friends several friends called Karen. Nothing wrong with them, but we all know what the word Karen can be associated with. Where am I going to go for lunch? I don't know. I'll see what I can do. It depends whether Madam wants to get up or not. But we're not having lunch in the garden now because now it's raining. So I'm sorry I had to bring the broadcast indoors. I was looking forward to doing an outdoor broadcast. I should have done it an hour earlier, but never mind. It doesn't matter. My friends across the water who are sitting in their garden, they seem to have fled their lunch and gone indoors. I don't know them, but they waved politely at me. I've never met them, but I will have to go around and say hello to them at some point. Right. Okay. Well, meanwhile, the horrible Surjit Sinclair Clare has stopped representing the dreaded Julia, or whatever she's called, I believe. But he's still involved with Karen Spragg, Mrs. Spragg. I don't like her name, but I don't like the sound of her. So I'm sure, just sounds like some kind of, Cornish pasty gone bad. Spragg. What are you eating for lunch today? Spragg. Sounds horrible. Absolutely awful. You like Clark's pasties? Okay. I don't know what Clark's pasties are. I've never had a Clark's pasty. I don't mind a Cornish pasty now and again, but it's a bit stodgy, but not a bad thing to try out now and again. But I love pork pies, and I'm missing pork pies whilst I'm here in France. It's a terrible thing not to have. Pork pies, they don't do pork pies here. They're not very good at that. They do good pate and all that kind of stuff, and they do all sorts of other things that are very nice, but no, they don't do pork pies, so it's very unfortunate. No mini cheddars, no pork pies. It's very unfortunate for someone like me who's an addict to both, so it's not very good. You hope the rain isn't moving north. You're going for a walk. Well, I imagine it probably is. I think we're all in for a few bad days of weather, but, look, we've had some glorious days of weather, so let's celebrate what we've had. The English do like to moan. They do like to complain. Do I like a Scotch egg? Occasionally, not really my favourite thing. No, well, I don't have favourite things, to be honest, but it's not something I would go to of choice. But if it's made properly, good. But some of them are disgusting. In some kind of pubs they're very nice. But I love a sausage roll, and I love a pork pie, and I like spaghetti bolognese. Yes, I do like that. Yes, spaghetti bolognese, but it has to be. It's better cooked. It's better the second day, to be honest. You're better off cooking it and leaving it, to be honest. It's one of those dishes that's better day two. You like Todd's shoes and you like Galliano. Okay, well, you're very smart, Jane, from Jane S. York's. There we go. Thoughts on Harry's loss of the taxpayer-funded security? I did talk about that last night. I think that Prince Harry is a pathetic specimen. He's a complete piece of toe rag. His whinging and his whining to the BBC. I don't blame his father for refusing to speak to the little cretin. He's a complete disgrace. He's a pain in the arse. And as for that wife, Megain, she's the modern day Mrs. Simpson. She belongs in the gutter. She is a piece of toe rag, daughter of the dreaded Doria, the awful Doria, allegedly went to prison, allegedly. I'm not going to say if she did or she didn't because I haven't been able to prove it. But I love Samantha, her sister, half-sister, fabulous lady, speaks a load of sense. Don't entirely agree with her about Donald Trump, but Donald Trump is shaking up the world. But I'm not into everything Donald Trump's doing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump, and I certainly don't like this Elon Musk. I think he talks a load of old rot at times. He's a bit of a pest. Very successful, obviously, and, very bright, but not my kind of person. Right. Harry is yes, I won't be repeating it, but yeah, totally all the comments, you don't like him. He's got no dignity. He's a second-hand embarrassment. Yeah, he shouldn't have written the book, should he? Don't go around writing books like that when you're a member of the royal family. He claims he left the institution. He didn't leave the royal family now, and he wants his little security. Oh, dear. Well, the poor little boy shouldn't have done a privacy tour, should he? He should have kept his gob shut. He should have kept himself in the firm, and then he would have kept his security. He deserves zilch, zero, nada, nothing, nout. That is what I believe Prince Harry deserves. Prince Harry is a petulant pain in the arse. He is not fit for purpose. And as for his whinging, whining, crying, pathetic wife, oh, please go back off with Oprah Winfrey and that awful Ellen DeGeneres and all your awful, awful people that you hang around with. Why don't you just bog off? She needs a bog off. She needs to go on the Letby. Not the Letby. I've forgotten what it's called now. Bibby Stockholm, not the Lucy Letby. God, I mixed that one up. I do apologise. No, we don't want Lucy Letby involved in anything. Let's be honest. I know some of you like Lucy Letby, but I don't. I think Lucy Letby is a complete nasty, evil baby slaughterer. Now the rain is really starting to come down. I'm going to have to finish this broadcast shortly to deal with the cushions outside, but there we go. So, yes, they're all in the Cotswolds now, aren't they? Ellen and friends. Well, poor old Cotswolds. What a curse, having Ellen DeGenerate come and live in your neighbourhood. Supposedly Ellen didn't like her first little mansion, which she paid lots of money for. So now she's bought another mansion. Mrs. Ellen DeGenerate, the property speculator, that's what she is, really. Let's be honest. Right, what do I think of nettle soup? I don't know why nettle soup. I haven't had nettle soup. I've had nettle wine in the past, but never nettle soup, so I don't know. You'd like me to stay a while? Well, I would try, but I can't because the water is starting to come down, so I have to deal with the cushions in the garden, unfortunately, soon. So I will be back this evening, but I'll stay a few more minutes. So any more questions? Quick questions, because the cushions can dry rather quickly. Any news on Cliff Richard? Not heard anything about him lately. He comes out in December primarily because he wants to flog his disgusting calendar when he gets all upset if anyone else outsells his calendar. We'll be doing a quiz later. Yes, I've written another quiz this morning. I've got 4 and 5 waiting quizzes, in fact, for you. So maybe you might get 2 quizzes tonight. Don't change. Okay, well, that's very kind of you to say. I do need to change. I need to get on with my life and sort things out and do things. So I have to change. We're all changing all the time. If we don't change, the world is dull. But no, I won't be changing the way I think about things. I will learn things for sure, because that's what we must do. What time will we be back? Well, we'll be back at 7 o'clock British time this evening. I'll be back then. Mr. Lee Kicker wants to get drunk today. Well, if you want to get drunk, go and get drunk. I don't blame you. It's Saturday. It's bank holiday weekend. There we go. Absolutely fabulous to chat with you all. Did I like Joan Hickson as Miss Marple? I've done a program on Joan Hickson as Miss Marple, and of course I loved Joan Hickson, an absolutely spectacular lady. She was one of the best. Well, she was the best as Miss Marple. Nobody could beat Joan Hickson. Joan Hickson, wonderful actress, fabulous lady, absolutely glorious. Right, okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to go because I have to deal with these cushions and it's time to go and get some lunch. So there we go. Right, okay, I will speak to you all again at 7 o'clock British time. Take care and thank you very much. Pip, pip, and as they say, good gardening. Take care. Bye-bye.